Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Fomo Factory. I'm happy to have you here. Smack that like button if you are ready for the crypto bull run. Let's talk about altcoins. Let's talk about Bitcoin, about the best strategy, how the market is looking right now, my future investments that I think are going to pay off big time. I haven't prepared shit. Let's just take a look right here. I love it, man. Right, so first of all, if you have not subscribed to the channel, feel free to do so. Smack that like button and turn on the bell notifications. Also, we have a lot of interesting giveaways going on with the Fomo Factory, which I'm doing for a while now. So definitely make sure to go to the Telegram group in the description of the video or the announcement channel. Here I'll update you with some interesting giveaways of a lot of money, basically. So, but I'll come back to that in a second. Let's take a look at the market right now, because Bitcoin is still holding up pretty decent to that $28,000 level. And a lot of people are talking a lot about altcoins right now. While it might be still a little dangerous, let's take a look at that. And the thing that really stands out is Dogecoin, right? Dogecoin is like, Elon, what did you do, bro? I don't know, man. Elon, he changed somewhere a Dogecoin logo or something like that. But, you know, I must say, I don't even know where to find it. I don't know, man. But he's crazy, man. He's crazy. And he's pumping Dogecoin like crazy. But you know, that's Dogecoin. For the rest of the market, it's looking meh. It's not that interesting. I mean, yeah, it is interesting if you know that Bitcoin went all the way from 15K to 28K, 29 even, and it's still holding up at this level. If you look at the daily chart, Bitcoin is, you know, pushing, and it doesn't work so far. But on the other hand, the bears are definitely not winning as well, as Bitcoin refuses to go down below $26,500, which is, of course, quite bullish, right? Bitcoin is strong. Can we say that the range that we had, you know, over here, for example, where we were stuck between around, you know, 18,000 and 22,000, give or take, right? That's passed, and that the new range is between $26,500 and $29,000. Well, so far we are holding up pretty good. We are still well above the bull market support band as well. The 50 weekly moving average is far from where we are right now. 50 daily moving average, it's moving up, but it's dragging Bitcoin up as well. We went down below it really quick and we bounced right above. So that's looking pretty good. Altcoins, the DXY is still coming down, so that's a good sign. The dollar is weakening, and that's good for risk assets like Bitcoin. So happy to see that. Now, when it comes to altcoins, shit, one more thing. The S&P also is looking pretty good. It's strong. The S&P is like, yeah, I mean, the bear market, it hit, right? But we are already, when it comes to the S&P, 18% above the low. And if you're not really into stocks and only into crypto, you feel like 18%. Yesterday I got wrecked for 80%. It's nothing new to me. For the S&P, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's very strong. Now, okay, now really, altcoins. The Bitcoin dominance went all the way up to around 48%. That's that same area as where we got rejected in June. And over here as well in 2021. And that's if you are in altcoins bullish, right? Because the Bitcoin dominance going down means altcoins are doing great against Bitcoin. The Bitcoin dominance going up means Bitcoin is winning the race. Well, Bitcoin was clearly winning the race over the last few months. Basically, since last year, September, it was just better to be in Bitcoin. So for more than half a year, Bitcoin was the clear winner. What's going to happen now, though? Now it's the question, right? Because there are three possibilities. Or the Bitcoin dominance goes sideways, as it's going for a couple of weeks already, right? And yeah, nothing really happens when it comes to that. Or the Bitcoin dominance finally breaks out of this range that it's been in since 2 years already, right? And it breaks out, it goes up, and altcoins will crash hard against Bitcoin. Or the Bitcoin dominance, purely if we look at the range, we'll get a rejection right here and we go down again. And some people, in that case, call for an altcoin season. That's the big question, of course. And I can preach about what I think is going to happen. But at the end of the day, we all don't know. But I can tell you how to best prepare for that kind of stuff. So let me talk a little bit about that as well right now. But first, so we're going to dive into the juicy altcoins. First, I do want to say, I'm going to make one more video about one of my big bets, Delysium. Delysium, yeah, you heard me talk a lot about this, right? And I think everybody from this community has a node running for Delysium by now, so that you can get free tokens. Well, free, you pay $1,000 for a node in the private sale. Now it's a little more expensive, but you get tokens daily, right? If everything goes well, there should be an announcement today that Delysium is going to get listed soon. And I think they are going to announce when and where. So, but wait, let's wait a little bit on that. It's not official, so I don't know. It's just what I heard. So that's very interesting. I'll also show you a couple of my long-term investments that I made for the next bull run that I think are going to pay off. And let's just take a look at, altcoins in general. And a couple of specific altcoins as well. So first, if we skip the dominance for a while and we go to the altcoin market, right? So like I showed you before, Bitcoin, forget about the noise in this chart, but this yellow line, Bitcoin broke out big time, clearly. Okay, we don't have to say anything about that. The total crypto market also broke out, not as much as Bitcoin, but it did. The total 2, however, did not break out yet. So that's the crypto market excluding Bitcoin. So if you take everything but you remove Bitcoin, then you'll all of a sudden see that it's not breaking out. So that's another chart that shows that Bitcoin is the winner. And then we have the total 3, which is everything except Bitcoin and Ethereum. This was not my expectation, by the way, so let me remove that. But it also did not break out. Eventually, it will. And this is a falling wedge, which is a bullish pattern, okay? I'm going to show you why that's the case. So eventually, it will. And what I also said, and you're going to profit from this big time. And what I said in yesterday's video or in yesterday's live stream as well, no matter who you are, if you watch this, there's a high chance that you really are going to make it with crypto. Why do I say that? This channel was built in the bear market, all right? This is a bear market only channel, basically. I've been working on this channel for 8 months now. 8 months ago, the bear market was in its full glory, right? So I stepped in at a terrible time when it comes to that. But we managed to get 11,000 different people who are interested in crypto during the worst times. The people that are interested in crypto during the worst times are also the people that are going to get rewarded most during the best times. Therefore, I'm saying, if you watch this video, there is a high chance that you're going to make it, right? And I'm going to put that a little bit more in perspective in this, because I want you to know that you are not here for nothing, and it seems like it's dragging and it's taking so long and you'll never get rewarded and eventually you'll give up. That's not what you should do. Doesn't matter what you do, just don't give up. That's basically all I'm saying. Why do I say that? If you look at the social risk, look, the social risk is the red line, right? So that's the amount of YouTube subs, views, Twitter analysts, Twitter exchanges, Twitter layer 1. So people are losing interest, right? As you can see, the social risk was at its all-time high during the bull run, right? Everybody and its mother was in crypto right there. But now in the bear market, everybody's leaving crypto. And although we have a little pump in the social metrics, overall it's pretty low, right? If you put a moving average of, let's say, 30 days over it, it's gaining a little momentum. 14 days, you know, meh, it's pretty close to the bottom, right? What does that mean? Well, if you look at previous times during this bear market, for example, here it was the bottom. The blue line is, you know, the Bitcoin price. Blue line is the bottom. What also bottomed was the social engagement. So people were not interested. So, and the same goes for here, the bottom, right? People weren't there. You'll see it right here on the chart. People were not there. That's pretty funny because people were here while the price was best over here to step in. That shows that a lot of people now are not watching these kind of videos, are not interested. And the ones that are the ones that are getting rewarded. As you can see right here, if you bought here, you rode this wave, you did fine. But most of the people stepped in while we were already kind of there. So that's just what I wanted to say about that. Next thing, because I'm doing everything in once. Oh yeah, so the total 3 is in a falling wedge, and the falling wedge is pretty bullish. I have a chart if I can find it. Yeah, here it is. So a falling wedge looks overall, it's this, right? A bullish falling wedge is where we go down. The upper trend line moves down, and the lower trend line moves down with it as well. These usually break out to the upside. All right. There's, for example, also a bearish rising wedge. These usually break out to the downside. Do we have an example? Well, if we draw one here, for example, I think that could be a pretty decent rising wedge breakdown. Here, of course, the bull market, what happened, broke down. Now, we are now in this falling wedge. And these usually break out in this look like this, basically. You take the top and you take it to the bottom, right? This here is the bottom, so you take it right here, right? From the moment they break out, it's usually the target. So let's say we break out today, then this could be the target of this specific breakout. It's a pretty big move, right? But I don't want to be too bullish about altcoins because, yeah, this is my long-term perspective. And over the long term, if you have the right altcoins, yeah, man, you will do great. You will do absolutely fine. The problem is that it's now sometimes still very hard to pick which altcoins are going to survive, right? Because here in this bear market, for example, what happened, we had that same kind of pattern. And we broke out, definitely we broke out. But what happened after that breakout, we basically went sideways from the moment of breakout, February, until March, a year later. So we went kind of sideways for a year, right? And we went up hard and we went down hard. We even made a new low, by the way. Overall, we ended up at the same place as where we broke out. And that's also a period for a lot of altcoins where they still have to manage to survive for 1 year, right? And here is where a lot of projects die. More projects die here than here because people are uncertain. And it's a mind fuck, basically, because you think it's going up and then it's going down. And even these project developers feel like, man, what's going on right now? Should we release now? Should we wait? Should we update? Should we? It's hard, right? So a lot of projects can still die. Right, so therefore I'm a little, you know, with altcoins, you do not know. Even the best projects die, right? If you feel like, yeah, but my favorite projects, they're so good, they're such a big community, if they have a lot of runway, you don't know. Don't be too sure of it. That's all I'm saying. But also, it's simple because a lot of people, they say like, yeah, but altcoins do pop, right? And that's definitely true. There are altcoins that really explode. There's an altcoin. But can you name more than 100 altcoins that really are doing very good? Hard, right? And then you have to think about the fact that there are 100,000 of altcoins. right? So it's just a very small percentage that actually does good. And this chart is the total chart, right? And this reflects it. Like I said, total 3 did not break out, still in, it's still in a downwards trend, basically. I mean, we still have trouble here. And so far, as long as we are in this pattern, right, we got rejected once, twice, 3 times. So who says that this is going to be a breakout and not just a 4th rejection? Right, could definitely happen. And then it's, in my opinion, also very likely, or let me put it like this, definitely something you should consider as a possibility, that we go down again. And that's a lower low for altcoins. This is getting wrecked. This move. Let's say you are let's say you have a lot of altcoins, and you feel like, yeah, it's doing great, right? Because we have this or whatever this is. But then it turns out that the trend is, just doing trendy things, just continuing, right, with its downtrend. And then we go down here. It doesn't look like much, but it's a very big new low, right? And that's around 10%. So excluding stables, that's around 15% under its lower low, right? And that's a lot. That's a lot, man. From where we are right now, we could go down 30% on the short. And maybe if it happens later, we could even go down 37%. Don't get me wrong, that's 40, 50, 60% on actual altcoins, right? So if you are fully into altcoins, I get that you might feel little bullish right now in this market. But be prepared that it's very possible that your portfolio takes a 60% hit, if not more. It's possible. It's let me put it like this. It's more likely than that we break out, right? Because so far, if you look at the statistics of this trend, how many times did we break out and how many times did we get rejected? Well, it's 3-0 so far, right? So what are the odds? And at a certain point, we will break out, of course, definitely. Could happen now, could, but it could also happen later. And then we first have to go down. So just keep it in mind. But that's the total 3. And what I do expect when it comes to the Bitcoin dominance, though, is that, look, I said this before many times. If we want to have an alt season, if we really want, that's what makes you most money, right? An alt season. I don't know if you ever witnessed an alt season before. It's crazy. It's really crazy. You do not know. I remember 2017. I was sitting with some friends in the living room in front of a big ass TV, and we had an exchange linked to it, and we bought all kinds of stuff. We did not really know a lot about it, but we put $1,000 in, and in a matter of an hour, it was worth $7,000. Every refresh that we did, it was bam, way more. An actual alt season is mind blowing. It's crazy, right? But to get such an alt season, it means that altcoins have to outperform Bitcoin while Bitcoin is doing great against the dollar. That's basically what you want, right? What we had back here in June 2022, Bitcoin was doing pretty okay, right? It had a bear market relief rally, and it did pretty okay. It went from 18K to 25, right? So it's not much, but it was okay. Meanwhile, the Bitcoin dominance went down. So Bitcoin was outperforming the dollar, but altcoins were outperforming Bitcoin. So altcoins were even outperforming the dollar more, right? This already made people a lot of money right here. But that's not an alt season. This is an alt season, right? This right here was an alt season. This right here, well, let me put it like that. This right here was an alt season. If we really want to see such an alt season again, we have to go down, right? But before we go down, we have to come up. Because you can, of course, argue like, okay, here we went down 45%, right? what if we go down 45% from here? It puts the Bitcoin dominance at 26%. Well, we never managed to take out this low in 2018. While I feel like altcoins are way more popular now than in 2018. But apparently they are not, right? So, but now we have all these NFTs, big VC money, pre-sales, ICOs going on, a lot of stuff. But it still didn't manage to even get to this low. So why would you think that it will go way lower than that now? What has to happen? Like, what makes people put all their money from Bitcoin into altcoins? Well, people will do that as soon as Bitcoin is running so hard and altcoins are not, right? Basically. Is my camera still working? It's doing weird shit. So, because then people make profits on their Bitcoin and they feel like, okay, I have big profits. Bitcoin seems to top out. Altcoins did not run yet. Let me now put it into altcoins. Cool. So that means first Bitcoin has to run and altcoins don't, aka the dominance goes up, right? That's what needs to happen. So over the longer term, I think we will go up and altcoins will get wrecked against Bitcoin. So if you purely look at that move, you do not want to be in altcoins right now. You want to be in Bitcoin right now if you're going to bet on that. But slightly shorter term, could it be that the dominance is also following this trend, right? Upside, downside, upside, downside, upside, downside, upside, downside, right? Could happen, definitely. So if this happens, it means that altcoins will outperform Bitcoin. Now, does that mean necessarily that altcoins are doing good against the dollar? Not necessarily, because this purely means that altcoins are doing good against Bitcoin. Okay, so it depends on how Bitcoin is moving. If Bitcoin goes up while we get this move, then we see a lot of money come into altcoins. However, if the dominance goes down while Bitcoin is going down, which is at this point more likely, by the way, to me, because, you know, big resistance right here and never retested that $25,000 level or even 22. So if this goes down while Bitcoin goes down, it means, yes, it's better to be in altcoins than Bitcoin right now. But are altcoins necessarily doing good against the dollar? I don't know. It's very simple right now. Where do you want to put your money right now? What do you want to risk? Right? Do you think the whole market is going down anyway? Put your money in stables. So yeah, that's kind of this is really what I'm looking at. Me personally, I bet an amount of my Bitcoin on the fact that this is going down, a part of it, right? That this is going down. I saw that 47.8% or so. So far close to the top, but who knows where it might go? It could still go to 49. Or it might break out right now. But if this happens, then it means that altcoins they will see a run against Bitcoin. That's all I'm saying. So let's take a look at some specific altcoins right now, because a lot of people also, I was in some Telegram chats and I saw people say, yo, well, look at Cardano. Well, it's doing so good. That's the wrong mindset. You are wrecking yourself, because is Cardano doing good? What's good about this chart? No, right? What the thing is that people, they get so used to their losses and they see one small rally and they feel like, oh, it's doing good. So far, Cardano getting wrecked. Oh, it's doing so good, right? Let me do that again. Wrecked, completely wrecked. And then, oh, it's doing so good. And then completely wrecked, new low, little bounce. Oh, it's doing so good. Completely wrecked. Oh, it's doing so good. And now, eventually, and I keep going on and on and on, but eventually getting wrecked. Oh, it's doing so good. What's doing good? Yeah, it's doing good for the people that are trading this, or and have bought the exact dip right here. because these people have made a 17% gain on Cardano. Well, congratulations. If you bought the dip, the low, then it's already hard enough to time the bottom. And if you want to risk that amount of money, look, I mean, this is what it does overall. So you take a huge risk of going down all the way. And if you somehow do manage to buy the bottom, then yeah, you have a reward of so far 17%. And it's likely to go here maybe, by the way, and get rejected there, and then just makes a new low again. Right? And it could be, of course, that this time it actually was the bottom, but that's what everybody always thought. Here. These people got wrecked so far, so why put your money on the fact that this might be? That's kind of the problem with altcoins right now. Therefore, you want to be in Bitcoin. Like I said, you have to understand that altcoin. I made a video. The thumbnail is Bitcoin versus altcoins. Go check it out. In a bull market, yeah, you want to diversify more into altcoins. In a bear market, you do not want to forget about altcoins. Forget that they exist. They will make you broke. Why? It's very simple. This is just an example, this chart right here. But look at Cardano Bitcoin from the top to where we are right now still. 77% down, right? But you have to understand that it's 77% down against an asset that's also down 60%, right? So that's a lot. So why would you do that? If you do want to risk to be in the market during a bear market, you better just be in the asset that's just down 60% and not into something that's, down 70% against an asset that's already down 60%. It doesn't make any sense, right? But yeah, we're getting closer to the point where I feel like, okay, it might be a good time to buy altcoins. Like I said, also because of the dominance, if you want to make there's a high chance that we will go down here and that altcoins will finally run against Bitcoin. Definitely. But I'm not surprised if it eventually breaks out. But that breakout can also happen once Bitcoin really starts its bull market run, right? So, and I don't expect that to happen until May, June 2024. That's my expectation, given the Bitcoin halving and all that. So that's around here. So if we will see Bitcoin really run, yeah, then it could be that it breaks out here, right? And so far, well, this is a new way for me of doing this, but, look, I'm going to do some magic. Sorry, it's stupid, but this is the time between every top, right? So if we take that, we're now there. And, it's an average because here it was shorter. So, and it could be there. So give or take, right? Here. It means it could top once more, maybe, and then once, and then the breakout. So what the pattern could be is this. We get one rejection right here. Go to the top once again. We get a final rejection right there. And then we really break out, right? This is, I don't know. This is so far so pretty accurate, basically. Now I think of it, I honestly am able to trade this speculation that I just draw. I think I'm gonna trade this. And I'm doing this Bitcoin 0.1 to 1 Bitcoin challenge, by the way. I'm dropping a video about that tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. So how you can trade this, if you want to trade this, right? If you feel just like me, like, okay, this is actually accurate, right? Because usually the Bitcoin dominance goes up when Bitcoin is running. It's what we are seeing right now as well. Bitcoin is running, and in the meantime, the Bitcoin dominance is also going up, right? Here from January 2022 till June 2022, what happened there? January 2022, Bitcoin up. Partly, because after that, Bitcoin completely crashed, right? So it's not always like that, but usually it is. So if it means that we need a really big Bitcoin breakout in order to really break out on the dominance as well, then you have to figure out like, okay, when is Bitcoin likely to break out? Well, yeah, in that case, I'm going to over this very quickly. We look at the halvings. The red lines, the blue lines are the Bitcoin halvings. The red line is 1 year before that. Ignore that for now. So as you can see, after the blue lines, that's where Bitcoin usually takes a month or two and then has its parabolic run, right? Here as well, we have the halving, month or two, parabolic. If we expect the same for this halving, March 24, 2 months later, May 2024, maybe June, parabolic, right? So let's say that that's going to happen. It's, again, very speculative, but yeah, it's TA. It's always speculative. In that case, we could say like, okay, May, give or take, right? This is where it's going to break out. So let me remove. Can I just adjust it like this? Well, yeah, whatever. So if this is where it's going to break out, and this is how much room there is between every top and bottom as well, right? Then you could say like, okay, we go down. So this is a small alt rally right here. So now if you have Bitcoin, you can put it in altcoins. This is how I'm going to trade it. Let me put it like that. I will now get altcoins, whether it's with my Bitcoin or with dollars. Then we go down. I'm going to put my Bitcoin, my altcoins into Bitcoin once we are at the lower side of the range again, which could take until the summer this year. When we are there, I'm going to put back all my Bitcoin into altcoins. All my altcoins into Bitcoin. Sorry. I'm going to ride that wave again. Take the same trade again. And here, I want to be in Bitcoin. And I don't want to mess with altcoins for a while. And really ride that Bitcoin wave. Right? And then when the dominance is really higher and actually broke out, I'm going to convert it into Bitcoin so that when we see an actual alt season, whenever that might be, but an actual alt season right there, that's where we are going to 10, 20, 40, 50x. And let me take a look. Bitcoin is also quite interesting what I'm about to show you. I don't know what I'm going to find from the top of my head, so maybe my argument is not valid right here. All right, sorry for the silence, by the way. Bitcoin. We had the bottom, sort of. This was the bottom. We had almost a double bottom. Halving, 2 months, Bitcoin really took off. It was September 2020. Altcoins, bottom, sideways, and really took off. That's December 2020. Right, so, and that goes as well for the bull run before that. So also, and that's what you probably already know, you have a Bitcoin run, and after that, there usually follows an altcoin run. And let me put it like this. I mean, if today Bitcoin goes to $100,000, doesn't matter what the dominance does, altcoins will probably go up in dollar value as well. But the real pump usually happens after that. Right? Also, I mean, if you take a look at December 2020, that's 28 December 2020 until May 2021. That's where the dominance came down big time right? So December 2020 was here until May should be. So this is Bitcoin 28, right? So that's where Bitcoin was $26,000. Let me show you this, and then I'm gonna leave you alone. $26,000 until May, right? 17th of May. Depends on where you take that chart, right? I mean, this red candle right here was that whole week. So overall, Bitcoin did an 11% gain. Best case scenario, 80% gain. That was a very volatile week, right? But that's what Bitcoin did back then. What did altcoins do? December 2028. Let me see, where is that? 28. December 28, 2020. It was here until May 2021. Here. Altcoins were up 7x, while Bitcoin was 10 up till 80%. So you'll see that this was a period right here where you wanted to be in altcoins. You wanted to be in altcoins right there. All right, so therefore I'm show you that the dominance is a chart that you can use for that, right? If the dominance looks like, whoa, this is pretty high right now, put it in alts. But that insane parabolic move is not going to happen on altcoins as long as the dominance is sitting at these ridiculously low levels. If you look at a chart like this, if I see a if this chart was an altcoin, you know, in the long term I would buy this accumulation phase. You know what comes after accumulation phase? Parabolic move, distribution, and then it goes down. Right. So, yeah, this is all I wanted to touch on, by the way. I'm not going to deep dive into some specific altcoins. I'm doing that a lot this week. So far, this video took long enough. I hope you like the content. Sorry, I was kind of all over the place, but I haven't prepared it. And I just wanted to let you know how I am looking at this current market at the moment. And again, if you want to talk with us, with me, want to get a lot of updates on giveaways, join the Fomo Factory Telegram channel. We're giving away an iPhone 14 with Bybit, full crypto portfolio, a Delysium DMA, and the Bitcoin challenge is starting as well. So you can trade with me to get one full Bitcoin based off the dominance that I just showed you. For now, thanks for watching. Like the video if you haven't, subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell notification, leave a comment with your opinion, how you look at this market currently, and see you guys soon.